Okay. Somebody that comes to my channel, I think often, and makes some comments. He's now coming. He's a King James only guy, looks like, and he's asking me to show him a mistake in the King James. Now, what I'm going to do is show you something. Now, what you're looking at is a car. That's right, it's a car. See, I believe this is a car. God told me it was a car. God ordained this. This is to be called a car. And I believe it with all my heart. It's a car. Now, what are you going to say to me if I believe it's a car? It's a car. What are you going to say to me? You believe it's something else. I believe it's a car. Because God said so. I believe God said so. What are you going to say to me? There's nothing you can say to me if I believe it's a car. You just got to move on. So, how am I going to show you a mistake that the King James translators made if you just believe it's what God said, that God ordained it, just because that's what you believe? There certainly isn't no Bible verse that says, I am God and I'm going to ordain an English translation. Certainly isn't anything in the Bible that says that by God. It's just what you believe. And how can someone separate you from that belief? Well, if you just believe it. No one can. Well, God can, but not me. But you asked me to show you a mistake. I'm going to show you one. But if you don't believe it, it won't do no good. Now, I want you to look closely at Romans 9:22. I want you to look at this word right here. In Greek, that's the letter T. And this is the letter N. Excuse me, E. Looks like an N. It's an E. And this letter is an N. Looks like a V, but it's an N. So you got T-E-N. If you translate these Greek letters to English, it's T-E-N. Tain. Tain. Now, this Greek word is the equivalent to our word the, T-H-E. Now, let me ask you something. How many ways in English is there to spell the word the, T-H-E? How many? If you said one, I think you're right. Because as far as I know, there's only one way to spell the in English. But in Greek, there's 27. 27 ways to spell what we call the word the in Greek. Because, in fact, their words can be masculine, feminine, all kinds of stuff. And the is a definite article. This so happens that in Greek, it's a feminine the. It's a female the. Now first of all, tell me, how on earth are you going to make an English female the? You can't. It's not even possible to translate this Greek word accurately as a definite article to an English definite article the. It's not possible. Not even possible. Because that's a female the, and there's no such thing as an English female the. Can't be done. So that's one. That's number one. Number two, this female the, what did the King James translate this female the as? blow me down. His. A female the is a his? Now, how can that be? How can that be correct? How can that... Here's how it can be correct. That's a car. That's a car. It doesn't matter whether you think it's a bicycle. I just believe it's a car. That's how it can be correct. Because you just believe it is. Despite anything that someone will show you. Female the. His. Last time I checked, his was a man, not a female. So you want to keep on believing that's a car? Go ahead, man.